Final Cut Pro Tutorial 1. In this tutorial, we'll be looking at the interface. That is what you see on the computer when using Final Cut Pro. Creating an event, which is storing your footage. Importing footage into the event library. Creating a project so that we can get started. When you first open the Macintosh computer, you'll find that the dock is hidden down the base of the screen. Bring your cursor down to the bottom of the screen and you'll find Final Cut Pro, a bright coloured clapperboard, as they call it in the film industry. If you click on that, the program Final Cut Pro X or 10 will open. First thing you'll see is the interface. You have the event library, which is where you store all of your footage, clips, still images, etc. that you bring in, the viewer, where you watch the program that you're producing, the inspector, where you manipulate your files, and the timeline, where we actually cut and paste and produce the project. Today we're going to look at the event folder. First thing you do is create a new event. You need to make sure that you name that event. Labeling is extremely important when producing your files. So today we're going to call this one just Lesson 1. When you're importing your footage, call it appropriate names to fit with what your footage is. Once you've done that, you can then move to import your files. If you have a camera attached to your computer, you will have that camera come up in that dock area here, and you'll be able to choose it so that you can just simply import any footage that you've taken on the camera. You can also bring in any files from any part of your computer. Still images, footage that you filmed before. We're going to choose this footage that I imported a while back, and we're going to bring it into our project by simply going Import, Selected. You can do a number of things when importing your files. You can create another event. We've already done that. That's fine. You can copy your files, which is important if you want to keep them linked with your program. And there's other things we can do which we'll learn about later on, particularly in terms of enhanced media, or optimized media, which does become a very, very large file if you do choose that, many gigabytes. But for today, we're just going to copy our clips into our project to make sure that we've got the clips together with our project. You now have in your event folder the clips that we've selected. Now we can view this as we have here with a name, or we can view it just as the clips. You can make it one clip, which is being able to view all of your footage at once, or you can spread it out and have it in sections, which depends upon your project as to which is more appropriate for you. The jagged edge shows us that's an incomplete clip. When we put it all together, we can choose the whole clip. We can also group events by date, which is a good idea to keep the dates on when you've imported your events. And of course, there's other things we can do, arranging them by dates or arranging the clips by names, depending upon how you want to organize your project when you first introduce it. Once you've brought your event into the events library, the next step is then, of course, to start a new project. Once again, labeling is extremely important. Ensure you label your projects so that you don't lose the work you've done. The video properties will be selected by the footage you've imported, but we can talk about that later. The properties should be just automatically selected. We can choose a section of our event, or we can bring the whole event into the project line. And then we're ready to start producing our movie, and we can see all of our footage by looking in the viewer. Next lesson, you'll be learning about what we can do with that project footage with our tools.